Cal South State Cup here in San Bernardino. The Nomads versus the Cypress Elite. There's the Nomads about ready to get it started here in the championship match. And let's get the lineups for the Nomads. There's head coach Brian McManus, assistant coach Manny Diaz, team manager is Megan Bailiff. The keeper will be number 1, Lizzie Stabile. Number 2 at forward is Bianca Mario. Number 3 at stopper is Tasman Curtis. Number 5 at center mid is going to be Kelsey Bulger. Number 6 at sweeper is going to be Zoe Merriweather. Number 7 at right or left full is going to be Catherine Clippera. Number 8 at forward is going to be Caitlin Griffith. Number 9 at center mid, she is the twin sister of Kelsey Bulger. That's Lauren Bulger. Number 11 at forward or midfield is Danny Jones. Number 12 at left fullback will be Carla Lopez. Number 13 at winger fullback is Jen Davis. Number 14 at winger fullback is Devin Marsh. Number 15 at forward is Lauren Victor. And number 17 at right fullback is Shannon Smith. And that is the Nomads as they get together, one mindset, ready for this championship match. And now let's get to the lineup for Cypress Elite, head coached by Jeff Desserrier. The team manager is Heather Jimenez. The keeper is Emily Woodworth. Number 1 is Daisy Gutierrez. Number 2 is Megan Kilroy. Number 3 is Kayla Edwards. Number 4 is Deanna Vandermeer. Number 5 is Brianna Corwin. Number 6 is Tyler Hanley. Number 9 is Alyssa Gayton. Number 10 is Tara McNaught. Number 11 is Kendall Fisher. Number 13 is Erica Napolon. Number 14 is Elena Aviles. Number 16 is Lauren Swart. Number 22 is Nisei Jimenez. And number 99 is Naomi Polanco. And that's the lineup for Cypress Elite. We'll be back with the starting of this match in just a moment. Nomads are in the white with the red numbers, and the Cypress Elite in the black with the white numbers. And their parents applauding getting here to the championship game, and we'll be back with the starting of this Cal South State Cup 2011 in just a moment. From left to right will be Cypress Elite, and right to left is the Nomads. To start off the first half, 45 minutes, and shift colors. We're underway for all your sailors out there, past and present. The Nomads now in their own half, pushing it up to midfield as Cypress Elite now winning it. That ball is out of play in a far side touchline. It's going to be a throw in. Wind has been, going strong and not going strong at times. I'm Greg G.K. Porter, along with George on the camera.
Hold the end.
Griffith can't go any further. And now Fisher, and in the deep back is Zoe Merriweather, driving that ball out of play in the far side touchline. 0-0, just the starting of the match. Throw in. Cypress Elite try to get it in the attacking third. Actually, if they can, into the box. And it goes toward that box. But quickly getting over there is Tasman Curtis, the stopper. Route that ball out of play in the far side touchline. Protect into space. Cypress Elite. Now, another try at it. In the box. Trying to gather it. They have players there. Who's going to come out with it? And the Nomads came out with it even though they got a shot. But it was quite a ways away from the keeper, Lizzie Stabile. So Lizzie Stabile has her teammate with a goal kick. Upfield for the Nomads. Across midfield and getting over there into space was Erica Napolon to drive it out of play at a far side touchline. The throw in for the Nomads. And there's a strike now by Bolger all the way to the keeper. 0-0, Emily Woodworth. Woodworth making the save. Woodworth now up the central off after the bounce. And they're able to still get a strike toward the attacking third, but the Nomads able to, again, try to push it upfield, and now they have to retreat back. Coming off her line, making a save, gave up a rebound, and she's able to get to the soccer ball is Stabile. And Lizzie now will drive it up the central, but again, knocking it out of play quickly was Erica Napolon. Into space there is Danny Jones, and she was being pressured. So the throw in for Cypress Elite. Along their left flank, trying to get to that soccer ball. They can as the Nomads continue on further, trying to go to the attacking third, but they push up from the back and they drive that ball out of play. Cypress Elite, and they'll get the throw in as it was off the Nomads. As they had Edwards, who was trying to make a run, but she wasn't able to go any further. Into space after the header by Lauren Bolger. Twin sister Kelsey Bolger's number 5 on his squad. And it goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in now. Caitlin Griffith and the Nomads. As she gets it down to their defensive third. Cypress Elite now, as winning that ball was Marujo, and she drived it over towards the keeper, and she's chasing down Naomi Polanco, but now they are able to continue keeping it in the defensive half of Cypress Elite. So the pressure in the central there, midfielders for the Nomads doing a fine job at keeping them in their own defensive half now. 0-0 to score. It is girls under 17 state cup for the Cal South championship match. The President's Division. The winner goes to Utah in June. And I hear that both teams will actually get a chance, and that makes sense. Both teams deserve to get a chance to go on to Utah. retreating back, Nisei Jimenez, and driving that ball out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the Nomads. Try to work along their right flank. The throw-in, but quickly getting over there was again Apollon. She likes to protect along that left flank. And a slide tackle there for Jimenez. And over in the corner, Nisei Jimenez driving it out of play. Protecting into space. So it'll be either a corner kick. It looks like it's going to be a throw-in for the Nomads. With head coach Brian McManus getting them to the championship in a girls under 17. Into the 18-yard box. Can they get a strike on it? They do, but they want to drive it back upfield for Carla Lopez, and an offsides call. Carla Lopez with the orange cleats. Going to be a free kick. Right side defender, and going down there is Kayla Edwards, trying to keep it in. On the run is Danny Jones. It's her service in the central of the box, but nobody to be able to stop the soccer ball, and it goes all the way past the far side touchline and out of play. Not a bad service, but they just couldn't get anybody to stop the soccer ball. Did the Nomads. So now, brought in play by Cypress Elite, still working out of their own defensive half. And now here's Edwards trying to get to it. Can't quite do it that time. But they're able to win it and push it back up field and forward, looking for Edwards along the left flank. Her header over into the corner, and they do get Fisher, but it was driven out of play by the Nomads. As Fisher trying to work to get it to a teammate in the central. 0-0 the score. This girls under 17 championship match after a bounce now. And Cypress Elite there was trying to get Naomi Polanco, and she wasn't able to get to the soccer ball. Upfield now as the Nomads push it out of their own defensive third. And not being able to control the soccer ball that time was Lauren Swart. So the Nomads will throw it in. Greg G.K. Porter, happy to be with you, along with George Langevin, the man who runs the video business. That ball goes out of play. And it is going to be a throw-in for the Cypress Elite. One of the teams they beat to get here was Saddleback United. They beat them in PKs. So they are a team that is well-versed in going the whole distance and trying to win a championship. And if it goes into PKs, they're ready to do that too after the 90 minutes and then the overtime periods.
Leave the hole in there.
They throw it along the left flank, but nicely done by the Nomads to keep it in their defensive half. And Marujo was trying to make a play, and she does now. Bianca, nice service down into the 18-yard box. But now staying after it is Carla Lopez, and it's going to be a foul into space. Now the Nomads is going to be a free kick. Zoe Merriweather setting it up. Merriweather the sweeper. Zoe Merriweather into the 18-yard box, but just can't get anybody to redirect that ball in towards the back of the net. Marujo, Bianca was trying to get to it, she could not. So now it's going to be a goal kick. The corner of the 6-yard box. Nomads able to win it and push it toward the 18-yard box. Marujo staying after it. Bianca directing traffic. Service, the header, and the keeper has to come off her line. Headed down there that time by Lauren Bolger. Number 9 for the Nomads. Unlike the last game, I believe both teams had their numbers on the front of their shorts, so we were able to see what numbers they were. The Nomads do not have that scenario, so but Cypress Elite does. That ball goes past the far side touchline, and Cypress Elite will throw it in this 0-0 match. On a perfect day here in San Bernardino, especially when the wind is not blowing hard. And here in the afternoon, it's been a lot better than it was earlier in the day. Going after it, Naomi Polanco. Polanco now still on a soccer ball. Polanco, nice pass up forward. Got her teammate who turned a shot and intercepted that time by Tasman Curtis. Cypress Elite still on a soccer ball. And a beautiful play by Marujo. And a flick towards up forward, trying to get it to Danny Jones. And it goes out of play, but it was last touchdown by the All Black of Cypress Elite. So it's going to be a throw-in for the Nomads out of the San Diego area. The Cypress Elite, Southern California, and the LA area specifically. Some may be in Orange County. This club after a bounce, and the save for Emily Woodworth. Up the central now. Here's Edwards trying to chase it down. There was a collision. There's 3 players in the deep back, and the Nomads able to get to the soccer ball. Marujo has the soccer ball now, gives it to her teammate, who tries to go forward after maybe a give and go, or she was looking for Caitlin Griffith. And now here's Marujo on the left flank, chasing it down, has the soccer ball. Distributes it into the central, and a carom that time. And Woodworth had to make the save on the low side. Nicely done by Danny Jones down to central. Woodworth driving it up forward. And that ball is struck out of play in a far side touchline. But it is going to be a throw-in for the Nomads. And substitutions coming in for Cypress Elite. They're going to get 2 fresh players in for head coach Jeff Desserrier. Number 1, Daisy Gutierrez.
I believe it's 18 or 16.
And I believe it was Lauren Swart into the match. That ball goes out of play. The Nomads now in the attacking 3rd area. In this 0-0 match, the championship one in the girls under 17 for the Cal South State Cup in the President's Division for 2011. It's going to be a throw-in. Nomads from the far side touchline. Caitlin Griffith throwing it in off the header. goes past the goal line. No, actually it was touched by Cypress Elite, so it'll be a CK. I believe that's the first CK of the match. Taking it, looks like it's going to be Tasman Curtis. Curtis now for the Nomads. Trying to outswing it. Gets a strike up in the air. Maybe try for a header. Woodworth is able to get to it. Marujo was standing right next to her. Nicely done by Danny Jones, trying to get Marujo and her teammate. I believe Curtis was standing there to try to put it in the back of the net. Now they have to retreat back. Zoe Merriweather getting a strike on a soccer ball up forward, and it goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the Nomads as they try to work to Griffith. Griffith now trying to go after the soccer ball and does, wins it, and sends a ball all the way down toward the 18-yard box, but nobody was there. So no problem for Tyler Hanley, and she gets it over to Nisei Jimenez. There was a touch there by Lauren Swart. Erica Napolon now. Up forward to Fisher, and Fisher down the left flank. She was looking for Elena Aviles, and too much pace on the soccer ball. So it'll be a throw-in for the Nomads in their own defensive half. And it's 0-0 match. Looks like the Nomads are going to have a couple substitutions coming in. Running down that soccer ball is Polanco. Polanco from the left flank turns. Polanco still on the ball. Polanco tried to feed it to a couple of teammates. They never got it as it was intercepted in the central of the box. Nice defense that time by the Nomads to protect in that critical space of their 18. It's been an offsides call and a free kick all the way down towards midfield. Nomads trying to regain it, having a hard time as Polanco was there. Polanco couldn't get control, so the Nomads win it and push it down to central. Marujo couldn't get to it. And Caitlin Griffith couldn't control it that time and went upfield. However, the Nomads still trying to control, and it is going to be a foul and a free kick. Nisei Jimenez with a free kick. Jimenez all the way down as it comes into the central.
Hey, Candle, why have we been going in the middle of the
Kilroy now working along the left flank, getting it over to Fisher. And Fisher couldn't control it and went out of play. Throw in for the Nomads in out of their own defensive third. Knocked down. Try to keep it from going even further up the field. Cypress Elite will be a throw in after this substitution for the Nomads. As coming in is going to be Jen Davis, actually. And she is number 13 and also number 15, Lauren Victor. So Victor and Davis for the Nomads. In a 0-0 match, out of their own defensive third, the Nomads trying to work upfield. They've had some decent chances in the 18-yard box. They haven't been able to convert them for shots that might be in the back of the net.
Well done. Bianca, don't stand looking at the ball.
Still a lot of time here in the first half. We're probably about halfway through the first half of action.
25 left. 25 minutes left.
So we're at the
Go to the ball.
20th minute mark of the first half. Swart. She's number 16, over to Kilroy. Kilroy can't maintain possession of the soccer ball, so she's dispossessed there. And the Nomads get their counterattack going down a central. Retreating back, Nisei Jimenez trying to keep it away from Marujo, and she did so as Woodworth picks it up. Emily Woodworth driving the ball downfield after a big bounce there. And now she's got Fisher on the run. Fisher's got her teammate, takes a shot. And a nice deflection that time by the defender of the Nomads there. And keep that ball from being a hard shot that Stabile would have had to try to deal with. So they had a good counterattack, did Cypress Elite, on that play.
Hey, watch it shot. Watch it shot. There we go. That's all right. Play.
And short corner kick now, Cypress Elite. Curtis going after it. And it's going to be another CK. Nil-nil your score. As that ball is going to be brought back the field of play. Kendall Fisher is over there with it. Actually, I thought she was center ref was pointing towards the corner kicking area. It was a throw-in instead. And Fisher and company couldn't quite get anything more out of that as the Nomads stiffen up in their own 18 and push it back upfield. And Fisher will try it again on the throw-in side. The wind is blowing at a diagonal. And after a bounce, it's going to go past the goal line. Not able to keep it in play was Naomi Polanco. Still 0-0 and a goal kick. Nomads. There might be substitutions. There is one substitution. Fresh player coming in, and that is going to be Devin Marsh. So Devin Marsh, number 14, in for the Nomads. And now the Nomads after the goal kick. Deflection that time by Swart. Down the central, Cypress Elite push it back across midfield, but it doesn't last there long. After the nice play by Carla Lopez. Kilroy dropping it back. Swart, number 16 here for Cypress Elite. And that ball goes out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for Nomads. And it's 0-0 match from the far side touchline. Into the space. They can't win it. The All Black of Cypress Elite have it. There with Megan Kilroy along the left flank. Was knocked out as retreating back. Either Tasman Curtis either got to it or Shannon Smith in the area. But either way, they both protecting from it going any further. It's going to be a throw-in for Cypress Elite. They throw it in to Swart, but they can't do anything with it and go further. It is kept, and now they have it to Polanco. Polanco, under a lot of pressure, drops it back. And it's going to be a foul in this space, so a free kick. They're going to have a set piece here, always dangerous in the attacking third. Will Naomi Polanco take it? Looks like she is.
There's 3 in the wall. 3.
Lizzie Stabile trying to make sure she can see the soccer ball. The keeper for the Nomads. After a bounce, and Lizzie comes off her line and makes the save. Polanco not able to get it all the way down and make it a real tough shot. A lot of velocity, but here's Polanco again. Trying to get to it, but it was taken away. And now at Tyler Hanley in a midfield area, dropping it back. Dropped it back to Nomads Jimenez, who pushed it all the way toward attacking third. Polanco didn't get it. Getting it is Bolger, but then they're able to win it and push it all the way back to the deep area there for the Nomads. And they'll chase it down as it goes past the goal line. 0-0 your score in this match. The championship one, Cal South State Cup 2011, President's Division. Hope you're enjoying all this action as we work to about the 30th minute of the first half, as they'll play 45 all the way down and out of play. Out of the defensive half, Cypress Elite will work. After the header, Polanco trying to get it, but getting there first was Tasman Curtis, driving it out of play. So in the space off the far side touchline, just past midfield. Alyssa Gayton throws it in. Intercepted and sent up forward to midfield. Jen Davis going out wide to her teammate. A couple of players going down. And it's going to be a throw-in, no call on that play. Incidental contact, center rep. Cypress Elite, again, trying to work out of their own defensive half, having troubles. The Nomads, after the 50-50, it's brought down, but then Nomads Jimenez drives it all the way out of play. Doesn't hurt either team as it goes out of play. And time wasted in a match. But once somebody gets ahead, then the other team is working against the clock. As that ball is brought over to the Nomads player to bring it in. Along the far side touchline. Getting up there was Devin Marsh. And in the central, after the center circle, Nomads able to push it down to central. As against the wind, Marujo in the 18-yard box, trying to get to the soccer ball. Can't quite do it, but putting a lot of pressure as they try to work out of their 18. And they are finally able to strike it all the way downfield. It'll go out of play. As you see it along the far side touchline, mostly go out of play. You know, you've got the wind driving it in that area. But sometimes the wind gets to swirling in a different direction here in this second half. Or, I mean, I should say in the later part of the day, second half of this first half of action. Naomi Polanco, and then in the central, was headed upfield and then knocked out by Cypress Elite. Shannon Smith will throw it in again. At midfield, along the left flank again, as they continue to try to work offense down their left flank. That has been the successful angle for Cypress Elite. Still not able to really keep it upfield the way they want to. Both teams have been playing very well on the exterior. On a wide. Coming in now as Marujo comes out. Catherine Clippera is into the contest. Victor, foul. So Lauren Victor, good work in the space, drawing the foul, and now they have a free kick.
Hey, whoa, look at the number. Look at the number.
Real close to the attacking third.
Carlos, stay there. Stay there. Carlos, stay inside.
Nomads in a 0-0 match against Cypress Elite here in this girls under 17 championship match. The free kick after a bounce, and Woodworth able to make the save. Emily Woodworth able to make that save, and upfield protecting is Shannon Smith on the wide. It goes out. Chasing it down is Polanco, but she doesn't get to it. Throw in now for Cypress Elite. Polanco now in his space, being guarded there by Shannon Smith. Running onto it is Megan Kilroy. Kilroy in a central, she was trying to go for Aviles, and now they'll try it again, try to get it to Aviles. Aviles now goes down, and it goes out of play. The Nomads in, being very tough in her 18-yard box.
Carla, take the throw. Relax, Kelsey.
Nomads out of their own defensive half, defensive third, and Liza says bring it back upfield or down or back deeper in their own defensive third, and upfield trying to get it to Jen Davis. And now it goes to the wide side of the field for Shannon Smith, but she can't run onto it. And of course, Kendall Fisher would have liked to get to it. Here's Fisher now. Kendall Fisher now takes a blast, but that one is going to be way far away from the far post. And so there'll be fresh players coming in for the Nomads this afternoon as they continue to try to keep the pressure on now. Danny Jones is in the match. Kelsey Bolger comes out as she was kind of hurt in the leg area. And along the right flank, trying to make something happen. Over there was Danny Jones. The Nomads. And it turns out to be a throw-in. Throw in now for the All Black. Polanco a strike. Going out wide, and here they go again along their left flank, and quickly getting to the soccer ball was Zoe Merriweather as they'll go upfield with it. It goes out of play, and again they're going to try it again along that left flank. Coming up is Tasman Curtis, getting it over to a teammate who switches it to the near side. Aviles trying to go to her teammates. That time was Lauren Swart. Finally got it to her. Swart able to turn, and a service down to central, but not able to get to it is Danny Jones. Or will she keep it in? She keeps it in. Nice rundown for Danny Jones at the soccer ball. Danny Jones now trying to get it to her teammate, and that would have been Daisy Gutierrez, and they both trying to work a tandem over there. There might have been a foul on the play. It looks like there was. So it's now going to be a free kick outside the 18-yard box. Nomads have the wall set up. And it's 0-0 match. Greg G.K. Porter along with George Langevin on the video camera. About 10 minutes left in the first half. Service into the 18-yard box. Trying to get somebody to go up high, and that would have been Kendall Fisher. Fisher couldn't get to it. Too high.
You can go in the line. If she goes to kick it, run off.
So the Nomads avert a scenario there.
Hey, midfield.
And again, they continue to work off their left flank to try to get one in the back of the net. Nomads. Now with Jen Davis in the central. Pushes it back to a teammate for a long ball for Danny Jones. Jones chasing it down. Jones trying to get to the soccer ball. Might be able to do so. Does. Works it back to on-rushing teammates there. And they push it back upfield and it'll go out of play. And they'll be able to throw it in as it was off of Daisy Gutierrez. Throw in for the Nomads off their right flank. In the central now. Trying to get to it was Klipperot. She didn't. And so here they go with Gutierrez and Polanco down the left flank again. Gutierrez runs onto it. Draws it back. Got a teammate there as they continue along the left flank. And that is Megan Kilroy. Gutierrez a strike up forward, but nobody there.
Finish, take time.
And the Nomads push it all the way upfield and out of play at midfield. At around midfield. Brianna Corwin will throw it in. Nomads trying to get to it, but Swart says no and gives it back to Gayton. And now they push it up forward to Viles, to Polanco. Working out wide. They get it over to Megan Kilroy now. Kilroy being marked heavily. Megan Kilroy gets around one defender, gets around two and goes down, and it'll be a foul. So Megan Kilroy, a little burst of speed, and it created an opening, and now they'll get a free kick. Nice little run toward the interior by Megan Kilroy. Number 2 over there for Cypress Elite. Going to be a free kick now. Erica Napolon is setting it up. Number 13 of the All Black of the Cypress Elite. Napolon on the low side and a save for Stabile. And Lizzie, after a couple of bounces, drives it all the way up to midfield. But they quickly intercepted as it was coming down, and now they have the soccer ball again, and protecting into space is Lauren Victor, driving it out. Now here's Brianna Corwin to throw it in. Corwin gets it to Blanco. They get it over to Gutierrez in the corner. Gutierrez back to Polanco. Her shot is blocked. Again toward the central now. Here's Swart in some space, but they're able to get to it. The Nomads, defenders. A Karam just outside the 18-yard box toward the central. And retreating back is Alyssa Gayton. Gayton drawing it all the way back to Nisei Jimenez. Keeper way off her line. She could only kick it, could not pick it up. All the way down the central, and Stabile able to get off her line and drive it. Could not touch it with her hands. As both teams, keepers, had to get to that soccer ball to help out. Erica Napolon working it over to Aviles. Aviles now protecting against the defender, getting it to Swart. Swart now in the center circle, wants to again go down that left flank, getting it over to Corwin. Corwin up forward, got a teammate there, try to push it over to Polanco, she never got it. And again, in the defensive half, Cypress Elite still buzzing around, keeping the pressure on the Nomads. And now they're finally able to win the soccer ball. Shannon Smith, or rather that's Danny Jones. Jones along the left flank, her teammate puts it in the 18-yard box, but just couldn't get Jen Davis to get to the soccer ball. If Davis gets to the soccer ball, she has a great chance to put the first one in the back of the net. About 5 minutes left to go here in the first half. Both teams evenly matched today. It's been good defensive soccer up and down the field. Coming in now, Lauren Bolger for the Nomads. Neither team giving either team a great chance at putting it in the back of the net. But they're not going to stop working on it.
Let it run, Lizzie!
All the way down to Stabile. And Lizzie will try and get it all the way down toward the attacking third. Swart off the deflection now, and if it goes out of play, they've got it in the attacking third. So the Nomads now throw it in. Lauren Swart was not able to handle the soccer ball. It hit her knee and went out of play to far side touchline to throw in for the Nomads. Intercepted, but they do get a strike by Curtis. Too many people there in the central to do anything with it. As trying to go upfield, and now big strong afoot is Bolger, and they just couldn't get anything more out of that offensive try. So it'll be a goal kick as Emily Woodworth sets it up. The keeper, the fine Cypress Elite squad, gonna give it to Nisei Jimenez to try to see what they can do upfield. Jimenez now along the left flank where they like to try their offense. Trying to go further than they do with Polanco sitting a long ball. Can Gutierrez get to it? It goes out of play. Daisy Gutierrez showing her speed along the left flank. That couldn't get to that soccer ball. But they have it again, and it goes out of play, knocked out by the Nomads. Now going after it, winning it here is Naomi Polanco. They just couldn't get another strike. Trying to go to the central. Polanco might have been better served to take a blast. Decided not to do that. Wanted to be unselfish, but there was nothing there. And now in the central, a foul against the Nomads and a free kick. Setting it up is Deanna Vandermeer. Well, she sets it back up for Erica Napoleon. Maybe a couple minutes left to go in the first half. Will either team put it in the back of the net to end the first half? Down the central, and getting there quickly was Zoe Merriweather to cut it off. But they still have it in the attacking third. Cypress Elite still trying to work their offense now. They work it up forward to Aviles. Aviles drops it back, but she couldn't hold on to it. There was Alyssa Gayton. So it'll be a throw-in on the near side for the Nomads. See if they can go down the field. Right before the double whistle. The end of first half. And trying to get after it is Jen Davis. Davis now couldn't get to it, so Cypress Elite looking for an opportunity to go down that left flank again. They've served notice to the Nomads along their right side. We're going to continue to try to work our game down the left flank here, at least in the first half. It goes out of play. Going to be a throw-in. Brianna Corwin after a bounce now, looking for Kendall Fisher. Fisher chasing it down. Fisher winning the soccer ball, but must have been an offsides call. Fisher ahead of steam, determined to get to the soccer ball that time. We'll certainly try it again. Here's the alternate number, Danny Jones. And a double whistle. That's the end of the first half in his girls under 17 Cal South State Cup match. The championship one of the President's Division of the State Cup We hope you've enjoyed all the action in the first 45 minutes, and it's surely going to be entertaining in the second 45, so stick with us. We'll be right back. And the Nomads now getting ready for the second half. In their match here, the championship one, the Cal South President's Division of the State Cup against Cypress Elite. And Cypress Elite will be going from right to left. Nomads going from left to right on your video screen. I'm Greg G.K. Porter, along with George Ladjevit, doing the video camera work. Who will put one in the back of the net, as neither team did it in the first 45 minutes. Shift colors for all you sailors out there, past and present. We are in the second half. The Nomads now cross midfield. Striking that soccer ball was Griffith. And now down to Central, and just kind of touching that soccer ball was Kelsey Bolger. She figured she might be able to catch Woodworth, not protecting the near post. It didn't work out that way. The Nomads now in their own half, pushing across midfield. Griffith tried to get to it, could not. Kilroy, cross midfield. Now going out wide, as trying to chase it down there was Daisy Gutierrez. It goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in. Lastly knocked out by the Nomads. Remember, in the first half, they were working at right, or rather their left flank, all the way up the field. Try to put the soccer ball in the back of the net, but they weren't able to do so. Was Cypress Elite, a header in the 18. Now they're trying to get another strike. That's Kilroy pushing it upfield. Corwin, service, looking for McNaught. McNaught now pushing it out to the wide area for Kilroy in the attacking third. Here's Gutierrez. They've switched up a little bit. The players they wanted to start in the second half, and where they're playing in the different positions now. Here's Gutierrez. Gutierrez now to service, and a central of the box. McNaught is there, and they can't get another strike on it. After it is Kilroy, and there's going to be a foul. Megan Kilroy, the foul. Be a free kick, Nomads. Working with the wind here in the second half. That ball sails all the way down. Not able to get to it is Griffith. And Woodworth is able to get to the soccer ball. And shepherding it back towards her was Nisei Jimenez.
Zoe will reach.
Woodworth now. Cypress Elite pushing it all the way down. And Zoe Merriweather shepherding that ball back to her keeper, Stabile.
Good. Keep going. Keep going.
And Stabile
Keep going.
all the way into the defensive half, but now they quickly win it back, but the Nomads get it.
Caitlin, go forward.
Griffith,
Caitlin.
she was trying to work it over to Clippera.
She steps her in, so we go to goal.
It didn't work out that way.
Hey, tight. Don't let them pitch it in there.
Tara McNaught, and then now
Good.
up the central.
Well done.
Going to be a foul. Foul working against the All Black. And now they have to protect. Dealing with the win here in the second half in this 0-0 match. Zoe Merriweather setting it up. Cypress Elite, they've got their box set, or their wall set up. Trying to protect their box. Nomads plan on trying to run into that box, redirect the soccer ball. Going straight though, and it's over the top of the net. So Merriweather went too high, has to realize about that win. Moving at a diagonal. Across the field. Towards where the sun is in this match. As it's trying to set in the west. Still got a lot of time here in the afternoon before that happens. The throw in by Kilroy. And they work from the wide, a service out of the box, a strike and a save by Stabile. Aviles able to strike that soccer ball, but Stabile able to make the save. Gutierrez playing in the deep back, trying to help out. Throws it over to Kilroy, and her header goes out of play. She was looking up forward to Kendall Fisher. She never got it. Gutierrez doesn't get it. Down to Central, but able to win that soccer ball was Jimenez, pushing it up forward. Cross midfield now for McNaught. Tara McNaught. Off the right flank, and in a shot, and it's off the side of the net. I believe that was Kendall Fisher with the blast. Nomads after the goal kick. South side of the field. A few players going down, and it's going to be a Cypress Elite free kick at midfield. Lots of time here in the second half in this 0-0 championship match. We're at about the 50th minute and beyond now here in the match, as they'll go 90 this afternoon. Nisei Jimenez, that ball winding up in the central. One player going down, and that was Aviles, and a foul, and it's going to be a free kick. So a free kick now for Cypress Elite. Napalon now. Looking for somebody who's going to rush towards Stabile. It's blocked, and she doesn't get a subsequent strike. It goes upfield now. Griffiths.
Get out the middle. Hey!
And in the central that time, getting to it was Gayton. And now McNaught tries to get to it, but it had too much pace on it that time.
Caitlin, get together.
Tara McNaught playing up forward here in the second half, trying to put the pressure. She have the lime cleats there, number 10. And back upfield, Corwin. And Brianna Corwin has to chase it down along with Nisei Jimenez, and that ball by Jimenez is out of play. Shannon Smith will throw it in for the Nomads. Head coach Desserrier is wanting to get a couple of fresh players in, as coming out is Deanna Vandermeer and also Tara McNaught. Wanted to give them a different look with a couple different players here to start off the second half. And now he brings in two players that we saw a lot in the first half, Lauren Swart and, of course, Naomi Polanco, 99.
Danny, a little bit earlier, take a little bit off it. It's all right. It's all
The
right.
ball driven out of play, the Nomads. And in their own defensive half, Cypress Elite now will get it in the field of play. And it's 0-0 match between the 50th and 60th minute of the match. Lots of time. Griffith. Now Griffith still on a soccer ball. Caitlin Griffith and her teammate over there, Marujo, working to try to get a handle onto that soccer ball. Gutierrez came in, and Gutierrez knocked it out. Well, Daisy Gutierrez knocking it out for Cypress Elite, and it'll be a throw-in as Caitlin Griffith will bring it in for the Nomads. Trying to get it in the 18-yard box. Griffith in the box. Gutierrez can't get it. Marujo chasing after it. Trying to get another strike, and it can. It goes all the way upfield now. Only one in their deep back for the Nomads.
Yes, what a great ball.
Pushing it all the way down, and it goes past the goal line. So the Nomads now, after Zoe Merriweather, trying to connect with her teammate, Catherine Clippera. We'll try and keep it in the defensive half of Cypress Elite. Swart going down, and since she was pushed down, it's going to be a free kick for Cypress Elite into space. In its 0-0 championship President's Division match of the State Cup in Cal South. Neither team has put one in the back of the net yet. Will it go into overtime, or will somebody put one in the back of the net? Still plenty of time for both teams. Here in the second half, going after it is Kilroy. Swart, a touch. Swart, and trying to come in there was Napoleon, and now that ball goes out of play.
The ball wasn't even near.
Griffith went down on the play. And a yellow card is issued. So now a player has a yellow card in his match. And it's going to be a free kick for the Nomads.
Hey, stay over, stay over.
And whenever you have a player with a yellow card, that player has to watch out.
On it.
Because the next time they will be out of the match, and then you got to play one player down. Sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't. But you don't want to take that chance. The Nomads now with a free kick opportunity to get it into the 18-yard box. Always set pieces can be dangerous. Into the box, off the line, over the top of the net. I believe it was Danny Jones. No, it wasn't. It was Bulger who was rushing toward the soccer ball and just caromed it over the top of the net. Not a bad try that time by Bulger. She could have brought it down. It would have been 1-0. The header down to Central. Over to Danny Jones. And Jones pushed it past the goal line. And it's going to be a CK. That was the last touched out past the goal line by Cypress Elite. Tasman Curtis running over there to take it. Will it be an outswinger or an in-swinger in this 0-0 match?
Step it up, Catherine. This is kicks it, drop.
Curtis
This is kicks it. Tyler, up.
looking for somebody to possess it and try to strike it in the back of the net. Woodworth needs defenders to help protect. Curtis up high and knocked away by Woodworth. Upfield. Going after it is Fisher. Gutierrez to midfield. And now they got numbers. Here is Kendall Fisher now on the right flank. Fisher now. Fisher, and it is behind the net. Shannon Smith would not allow her to get the shot she wanted. Close to the 60th minute now. And beyond. Nomads. Cypress Elite. Locked in a good one here this afternoon in San Bernardino. That ball is pushed wide, and it is going to go out of play. It'll be a throw-in as Marujo chasing it down with Daisy Gutierrez. A throw-in. Looking for Griffith. Griffith has it under a lot of pressure. Winds it, gives it to her teammate who struck it forward, but it is now going to be a foul and a free kick at midfield. Cypress Elite now. And they'll try to get into that 18-yard box. Set pieces again, as I mentioned, can always be dangerous. It's headed toward the box, but able to get to it that time was Curtis. And interrupted here again. Up in the air. Nice job done by Merriweather to get it out of the 18. But they have real estate gained, and now they can get it in the box with a throw-in. Into the box, trying to get it to Kilroy, but Kilroy couldn't get it. Marujo and Bianca pushing it out of play. Daisy Gutierrez will throw it in. Or will she allow somebody else to throw it in? Looks like she is. Cypress Elite. Now their series of trying to put one in the back of the net. Into the 18-yard box now. And again, stiffening up in their box is the Nomads. Coached well by Brian McManus. Cypress Elite, they get it in the field of play, but Griffith knocks it out. She was trying to go upfield, Caitlin Griffith, but could not control the soccer ball. The throw in, Marujo. After the header by Bulger, now Cypress Elite winning it. Here is Lauren Swart, and out upfield to Kilroy. Kilroy service to the 18 after the 50-50. They cannot get another strike on it, Cypress Elite. So retreating back is Napalon. Getting it over there to this Jimenez, and then of course the strike forward by Brianna Corwin. Napalon. Jimenez. strikes it out of play. Might have been better serve to keep it on a low side. And now giving the Nomads an opportunity to get it in the field of play and try to get in the 18-yard box. All working against the clock for less time to try to score in regulation. Both teams have to be thinking about that too. But it really is the one, if you fall behind. Neither team has done that yet. Here to second half, staying after it is Megan Kilroy. But that ball is pushed behind her. Griffith goes down, and center ref says play on. And quickly throwing it in is the All Black of Cypress Elite, Megan Kilroy. Looking for Gutierrez, and you know she's got speed. Here's Daisy Gutierrez in the corner, setting it up, the service. Aviles dropping it back. Getting it over to Fisher. Gutierrez back upfield. The Kilroy, service again, interrupted by the Nomads, and they're able to come out with it. They will not allow and try to come upfield. There is Napolon, and it'll be a free kick. Erica Napolon might have a decision in the future to try and keep them bottled up in their own half.
Get up in the last man! Come on!
Nomads have to be careful. There are going to be players running up from their deep back to try and make a run. That happens in the world of soccer, to try to keep the pressure on you defensively. And obviously, as an athlete, you don't want to try to do too much. You can get caught hurting your team if you try to do too much, but at the same time, you want to help out. Both teams have done just that in this match. Getting over to it is Merriweather, who's played well defensively. They throw it into the 18-yard box. A strike by Tasman Curtis. Marujo getting it out of danger in the defensive third. But here's Napolon now pushing up from the back. And now here's the run of Clippera. After Clippera, her shot intercepted by Jimenez. Now, and it is just to the left as Shannon Smith coming up to try to take a shot. Sneaking up, finding a space where you can attack defenders from the back. Both teams, as the game wears on, have to be aware of that. Substitutions coming in. Strike now by Bolger. And this is one of those matches as McNaught comes in, trying to again get some offensive attack going for Cypress Elite. Nomads now going to bring in some fresh players.
Good job, Danny.
Devin Marsh is in, along with Lauren Victor and Jen Davis. Throw in. And into space, Bolger goes out of play. Gayton will throw it in. Looking for Kilroy, but they couldn't handle it. Goes out of play, the Nomads now. We'll throw it in. Trying to use that win. Victor. Going to be a throw in for Cypress Elite. in their own defensive third. Trying to work upfield now with 3 fresh players now in for the white
Halfway through.
of the Nomads. And we are now about halfway through the second half.
Midfield. Well done, Devon. Stand her up. Stand her up. Well done, Devon.
Naomi Polanco working it to Swart. Swart having a lot of problems there. Gets a strike from her teammate across midfield, but intercepting it is Tasman Curtis. Curtis and Kilroy on a collision, but it'll be a throw-in as Kilroy knocked it out. Aviles trying to get somebody to control it. Has Polanco there. Polanco trying to give it back to Kilroy. Kilroy overran the soccer ball. And so now, it's a little play sometimes that can really hurt you. On the far side touchline, a throw in. The Nomads into the corner for Marujo. Marujo now and goes down as coming over there was Jimenez on what looked like the foul. It was not called, to try to keep her from getting to the soccer ball. And so it is now going to be a goal kick. Center ref might not have seen the total action of that play. Otherwise, probably would have called a yellow card. And Bianca is going to stay in the match. Marujo took a spill on that one, showing that she is tough. Upfield, Kendall Fisher. Fisher now. Upfield, Fisher on a service to McNaught! And that ball goes out of play past the goal line. And they say it's going to be a corner kick, as it was knocked past the goal line by the Nomads. McNaught now trying to do something here in the second half. Wasn't spoken of much in the first half, but they put her up forward now, and here she is in the match again. Started off the second half and gets a critical strike here. Here is Naomi Polanco. Naomi Polanco for Cypress Elite. Polanco over the top of the net, past the goal line. Polanco not getting what she wanted out of that. And her teammates neither. Had to try to in-swing it, did not. And so they give away a chance. Nomads now pushing it all the way up towards midfield. And now they have to retreat back into their defensive third as Polanco racing after it into the corner. Polanco wants to go back upfield a little. Gets it over to McNaught. And it goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in for Cypress Elite. Fisher going after it, and looks like she'll throw it in. Again, another offensive attack here towards the 18-yard box. Lizzie Stabile wants to see what's going on. Motioning players. And a header upfield. A strike there by Megan Kilroy. Finds a teammate there, and I believe that was Fisher. And it was on the side of the net. Fisher with a head of steam, but didn't strike it the way she wanted to. It's going to be a goal kick, as the Nomads are going to get Lauren Bulger into the match. as Bianca Marujo comes out. Maybe just to get a breather here after she had that collision earlier. Fisher with a header. And it goes past the goal line. No, it doesn't. As the Nomads have to see from the ground level here. And the header that time by Victor Jimenez. Pushing it upfield. Kilroy and her attempt at pass is intercepted. However, now they have it again and quickly protected on the far side. Along that far side touchline is Devin Marsh. Nomads knocking it out of play. Swart for Cypress Elite. Off of Polanco. Goes out of play, knocked out by the Nomads. The throw in again. Fisher, a strike out to the wide, looking for McNaught. McNaught staying with the soccer ball and wins it. Try to get it to Fisher, but that doesn't happen as Shannon Smith into space. I believe that was Shannon Smith. Actually, that was Curtis, the stopper. Davis trying to get it over to Clipper, but she ran by it, and they have it now. As Aviles' pass intercepted, and Lauren Victor chasing it down, but it'll be a throw-in. Maybe down close to about 10 minutes left in the match. Either way, both teams haven't scored yet, and they are looking at potential overtime. Having to work harder to win a championship as the wind gets it picking up here some more. George on a camera. I'm Greg G.K. Porter, enjoying a great President's Division Cal South State Cup match. The championship one, as getting to the soccer ball was Jimenez. Up forward to Polanco. She got a strike, but gave it away. And now Jimenez trying to go after it again, wins it, and pushes it upfield. And it goes out of play as Fisher couldn't get to it. And the Nomads now, the wind really blowing hard, will now throw it in from the far side touchline. In a 0-0 match.
15 minutes left.
Here you go, Catherine. Here you go. Here you go, Jen.
Nomads throwing it into the corner. Trying to keep it in is Jen Davis, and she could not. And Cypress Elite throwing it in. Into the central. Bolger was strong there in the central. And now, Shannon Smith on the near side. Smith drawing it back. Looking for a teammate and has one.
Here you go.
Off of a bounce, trying to get somebody to run onto it. And Clipper was in the area, but the ball had too much pace on it. For Catherine. Woodworth and company get going down the right flank. It was the left flank that was the action for them in the first half. It's the right flank here in the second half. And undoubtedly, it's where they want their strongest players to work. Same side of the field. And just move the players over. The offensive attack going to be a throw-in.
Come on, defense.
0-0. Gotta be enjoying this girls under 17 match. Both teams have played great defense against each other. not allowing either to have the super quality chance of putting it in the back of the net. And those are the types of plays, you know what I'm talking about, where you get the good quality strike and undoubtedly will have the best chance of beating the keeper. In the 18-yard box. Now, Aviles wins it. The strike upfield, brought down by Vandermeer. And here's a long distance try by Elena Aviles. And let's see. Was lastly knocked past the goal line by the Nomads. And so now they'll try it from the near side. Naomi Polanco. She'll have the wind working for her. Can't strike it too hard. It'll carry to the other side of the field. Polanco could get the header towards the net, and the Nomads able to get the header past the far side touchline. Good defense in their 18-yard box again.
Go defense!
The All Black continuing to try to work. As now with Kilroy into the corner of the 18. The only danger about playing a lot in your 18-yard box, you have to be careful. Things like handballs, fouls. You don't want to play a lot in your own 18-yard box. That's just the way the game is. When you do, you give the other team chances, and eventually they will convert. A collision. Jimenez. And going after it, a strike by Vandermeer, and it goes wide now. On the near side of field, Shannon Smith. Now it goes off of Aviles. McNaught now. Fisher drawing it back to Polanco like a give and go to Fisher now. Running toward the 18-yard box, but getting there first was Zoe Merriweather, who has played great for her team in this match. Getting it out of danger. Fresh players coming in now for the Nomads. Coming in is Caitlin Griffith, along with Bianco Marujo. Number 2, Griffith number 8. And number 11, Danny Jones. As they've got plenty of rest, trying to finish out the remaining minutes of this championship match in a 0-0 score. Toward the 18-yard box now and headed out of there. Carla Lopez, whose name hasn't been mentioned much but has played great in this match. Heading it out again, Griffith. And it goes out of play, and it was struck out by Griffith. Gutierrez went down. It'll be a throw-in. No foul on the call. Megan Kilroy getting it in. Fisher under a lot of pressure. Let's put that ball past the goal line, and now a chance for the Nomads to work their offensive game with some fresh players in now. And a 0-0 match. George Langevin catching all the video action. I'm Greg G.K. Porter in his Cal South President's Division State Cup Championship. It winds harmlessly over to Emily Woodworth. Both teams looking geared up now for extra time, meaning overtime. Unless somebody can put it in the back of the net. And then there'll be a frantic scenario for the team that allows that. Napoleon, who retreated back, getting it over to McNaught. McNaught, who's got maybe the freshest legs of anybody on her team. 50-50, a couple of players going down. Getting quite physical now. Both teams vying for that precious goal that might win the championship. But they're both, either way, will head it to Utah to play in further action this year, as they vie for that because they've made it to the championship match. State Cup play. Substitutions now as Swart comes in. Lauren Swart. And if we mention any substitutions, miss any substitutions, we'll mention them as they touch the soccer ball. I believe the other one was Kayla Edwards now back into the match. Haven't seen her a lot in this one. And she might have got an injury and then is now back in the match. Playing up forward where McNaught was. Kayla Edwards, number 3. Cypress Elite with their chance on a set piece here. Toward the 18, intercepted. A whale of a job the Nomads have done in their 18-yard box. Jimenez, who gets it up to Corwin. Corwin want to work in the central. Try to get it to Fisher. Fisher didn't get it. Nice trap there by Griffith. Working it over to Shannon Smith. Smith, good passing now. As Danny Jones getting over to Clippera. Catherine Clippera falls down. Clippera still maintains the soccer ball. And a foul. And a free kick opportunity for the Nomads here late in the match. About 3.5 minutes left to go unofficially that we have. The Nomads here with a chance. Lauren Bolger. And a shot. And a save by Woodworth. All the way down the field, but Lopez chasing after it. Lopez says, I'm going to stay with Fisher, not allow her to get to it. Lopez throws it in. Kayla Lopez along the left flank. They want to try to work their offense. Griffith. Gutierrez. Linesman says play on. Here's Kilroy. Looking for Fisher. Has Fisher. Fisher takes a shot over the top of the net. Kendall Fisher was close that time. Puts both of her hands to her face and says, I had a good run and an equally good shot up high, but could not beat Stabile. Just rode a little bit too high. Nomads now. And it goes out of play. Knocked out by Daisy Gutierrez. Again, I mentioned in the first half that Cypress Elite has won a game in PKs. It beat Saddleback United to do that. So if it goes to PKs, they feel pretty comfortable about that. An opportunity to win. But the Nomads don't want to allow that chance to happen. They still have time to win it in regulation, but not much time. We're talking about maybe a minute or so down the left flank. Maybe not even that much time. The center ref will be looking at her watch. The double whistle will end the 90 minutes, and they'll play some more to see who wins the championship of the girls under 17, the President's Division, Cal South State Cup 2011. Running back now and going down is Alyssa Gayton. But no call. The throw in. Cypress Elite out of their own defensive half. If you're the Nomads, you don't want them to go downfield at all. Nomads as the ball swings to the central now. And they have a player there off of Napalon. It goes all the way back to Woodworth.
Get up top. Get loaded wide left.
Woodworth now, keeping the ball down. It got by Shannon Smith. Over to Lopez. Lopez under pressure as Fisher tried to get to it, and she had to push that ball out wide, and it goes out of play, and now she can get more teammates to help out. They throw it in. Lopez pushes it out of play again. And the time might run out. Neither team might not get another chance here. More officially, we had the unofficial time. It is actually 2 minutes left in the match. The chance here by Cypress Elite. You score now, the other team is not going to have a chance to win. The Nomads, a header in the 18. Up in the air, but that one's going to go past the goal line. The chance for the Nomads now to get it downfield and try and put it in the back of the net. Zoe Merriweather's got it teed up, but they have to be careful of a potential intercept. Merriweather trying to keep it low. It's knocked down by Vandermeer, but you can't get a return strike on it. To Griffith, got her teammate there, and off of a strike for Clipperaw. And a central, Danny Jones trying to get to it. Marujo, her strike, not a tough one for Woodworth. Upfield, Fisher trying to handle it. Cannot as Lopez knocks it out of play. Lopez will retreat back. Fisher, but gets help. Lopez does with Tasman Curtis. Gutierrez a run, but she couldn't control the soccer ball. It goes past the goal line. Maybe the last chance for Cypress Elite. It goes out of play. Alyssa Gayton trying to get it in to a teammate, could not. She was trying to get it to Polanco, and intercept on a counterattack. Here's Griffith down to central. Griffith now with it. Gets it over to Jones. Jones now working over to Griffith. Griffith now in the box. Stops the soccer ball. Here's Shannon Smith now. Shannon Smith goes down. Lurking back to Griffith. No call. And now a whistle as there is a player down. And down is Nisei Jimenez. A good little bit of a flurry for the Nomads, but they couldn't work deeper in the 18. And by not being able to do that, might not be enough time left.
Just roll it back to her.
Griffith will give it back to Woodworth, as the center ref did not see what had happened on the play and can elect to do exactly what she directed the player to do. It goes out of play, and that is a double whistle. The first 90 minutes of this girls under 17 Cal South President's Division Championship match is 0-0. They're going to have to play overtime to decide. And if that doesn't work, PKs. Stick with us. We'll be right back. Cypress Elite will be going from right to left to start this first 15-minute overtime period, and the Nomads will be going from left to right. 0-0, that's why we're into overtime. Both teams know what they want to try to do. It's not going to be a golden goal situation.
Go after that.
So that means that they will play the second 15 minutes.
Danny, stay. Danny. Hey, Catherine, you stop. You jump the drum.
Cypress Elite now
Okay, get a touch.
with Vandermeer. Down to Central. Gutierrez chasing it down. Can't get to it. Gutierrez playing on the left side here. Trying to put pressure on for Cypress Elite. Staying with it. Clippera. Aviles for the Cypress Elite. Gayton going to throw it in. Gutierrez trying to get to it. Has it. Back to Gayton. Swings it to the Central. Vandermeer couldn't control it.
Hold it.
Griffith.
Yes, oh, it's so
And that ball is out of play on the near side. Griffith would have liked not to strike it that hard. As Catherine Clippera was coming down the right flank.
step up a bit.
Clippera on the right flank now. Getting it over to Danny Jones. Back upfield as Cypress Elite winning it. 50-50 ball. Goes over towards Viles. And she draws it back towards her 18-yard box. Here's Griffith now. And that ball is knocked out of play. Is just getting back there. Was number 22, Nisei Jimenez. Griffith continued to weave her way into the 18-yard box. And Jimenez had to get into space and get it out of danger quickly. Griffith throws it in. On a good throw in. So hard that Nabalon knocked it up forward. They had to rub her head after that one. The strike into the 18 now. Here is Marujo, and she couldn't quite get to the soccer ball. Bianca had a mindset to get to it, but could not as Emily Woodworth came off her line just in time. Here in the first overtime session, 0-0.
Good ball, Taz.
Tara McNaught, if you just checked in with us, you're watching the girls under 17, Cal South President's Division State Cup. I'm Greg G.K. Porter, along with George Langevin on the camera. We've had a whale of a day here in San Bernardino, even though it's been windy. Great soccer in the President's Division. Watched a great match earlier today, and now in the under 17 division for the boys side, and now we're in the girls side. That one didn't go into overtime. This one has. Driven all the way up forward by Lopez. And at the last moment there was Tyler Hanley cross midfield. But Gutierrez looked like she might have knocked it out, but wasn't ruled that way. Here's Lopez. Was it off of Gutierrez? It was this time. So Carla Lopez will throw it in. Carla Lopez throwing it in. Up forward now. To Kilroy. Along the left flank. Goes out of play. Time running out now here in the first overtime session. Still plenty of time, but the thing of it is, you want to try to put one in the back of the net. You want to put the onus on the other team.
There you go. Good right. Oh, unlucky. Well done, Catherine.
Because it's not like you're playing with 45 minutes. You're playing with only 15. So on a mindset, it's urgency.
Look at Caitlin. Don't run with that.
Shannon Smith looking for Griffith. It went right around her.
Catherine, Caitlin, Tom!
Jones tried to get to it, could not. Clippera now comes into space. And it's knocked out of play, putting pressure
Caitlin on the throw.
on Erica Napolon, driving it out of play. Griffith to throw it in. Throws it in real well into the central of the 18, but can't get a strike. Up in the air, and that one was by Lauren Bolger. And Bolger too high, trying for the far post. Woodworth gives it to her teammate, Nisei Jimenez. All that running and all that conditioning now begins to be in play for both teams. Do you have it left in the tank? Gutierrez, it goes over and out of play in the far side touchline. Might not be any other play going on by the time this one is finished. Both teams get to go to Utah for their work to get to the championship match here. And no doubt, because they come from Southern California, they're going to present a problem for any squad that they face. Coming in now is Devin Marsh for the Nomads, number 14. Still 0-0. We've played about 100 minutes, 90 in regulation. Close to 100 minutes, and trying to get it was Marsh. Marsh just couldn't quite get a strike out of the soccer ball that time. Woodworth able to get to the soccer ball. It goes behind one of the players for the Nomads, but they're able to strike it all the way down the field. Jimenez goes after it. Got a teammate going after it, Tyler Hanley. And to the wide side, that ball now goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in. And every time it goes out of play, it's eating up time off the clock for both teams. They don't want it to go out of play. They want to keep it in play. And especially when it goes a long way as it has on that far side touchline. Coming in now is Lauren Victor. So both teams have to be aware of that. And especially if one falls behind, the other team will not be in a hurry. They will use everything they can. Here's a good throw. Woodworth bringing it down. Woodworth had to bring that soccer ball down as it came right at her with some good velocity that time. Past the goal line, giving up the corner kick. Tasman Curtis for the Nomads. Curtis now. Outswinger, in-swinger. Curtis trying to swing it in. Trying to get somebody to run onto it. Doesn't go in the back of the net. It does! Goal! Go, 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 go! Putting it back in the back of the net. A flurry of players there.
Way to go, Kelsey! Way to go!
Kelsey Bolger getting credit for the goal.
Come on, come on.
Enough players for the Nomads in a 6-yard box, and they were able to get it past Woodworth. And now the onus is on the all black of the Cypress Elite. The Nomads in the world of soccer can decide to play defensively and not allow the Cypress Elite to really do much of anything towards getting it into the 18-yard box. Or they can still play freely up and down the field. Right now, it looks like they're playing freely, wanting to maybe get another one and put this game out of reach. One goal has been hard enough for both teams to get. And they've got that one. A shot at all! Going up top was Woodworth. Woodworth went up top and a shot by Danny Jones. Nearly beat Emily Woodworth. Going to now be for the Nomads another chance here in the first overtime to basically put it out of reach for the Cypress Elite. I mentioned that the Cypress Elite won in PKs in order to get to the championship. These two teams have played each other, and the Cypress Elite was able to beat the Nomads in the bracket play. But now they face a different team and almost maybe down by 2. Here's Smith. Smith, and nearly a carom. That could have got in the back of the net, but that didn't happen as Woodworth able to find it. But you know the All Black of the Cypress Elite, even though they may only have 15 plus minutes left, they're going to continue to try to put it in the back of the net to equalize it. We saw that earlier in the day. Will we see it again? Or will the Nomads be able to play defensively enough to keep them from putting one in the back of the net? Substitutions as Fisher comes into the match, Kendall Fisher. She of the speed that you've seen. Kayla Edwards into the match. Cypress Elite, McNaught. Griffith couldn't get to the soccer ball now, gave it away. Edwards now. Edwards shielding a player away from the soccer ball, but then it was intercepted and she tried to go wide. Jimenez. Hanley. Hanley striking the ball now after midfield, looking for Fisher, who has a lot of speed, but getting over there was Taz McCurtis, who's played a whale of a match, knocking it out of play. 1-0 in overtime, the first overtime session. Nomads lead, trying to protect that 1-0 lead. Into the box, knocked past the goal line, and it'll be a corner kick as Lauren Victor couldn't handle it.
Come on, defense!
The CK, I believe it's Polanco taking it. Of an outswinger, trying to get somebody to head it or strike it. Can't do it. All the way upfield to Tyler Hanley. Hanley. His pass goes past the far side touchline. Substitution coming in now as Lauren Bolger coming in. Her sister Kelsey scored the goal. That's why the Nomads lead 1-0. The two are twins, if you did not know it by now. Going to be a throw-in by Carla Lopez to midfield. 50-50, another one. Hanley, a strike. Looking for Edwards, too far. But Aviles finds the soccer ball, gets it to Edwards, but they can't go any further. Again, stiffening up in the central above their box. The header brought down. Griffith out wide on the distribution to Tara McNaught. Polanco to Edwards. Edwards now striking it from long distance. And Stabile Lizzie watching that soccer ball right into her hands, not going to make a mistake. And that is the end of the first overtime session. They got to play 15 more minutes. If the Nomads are still ahead, they will win the championship. 15 more minutes left. Not a lot of gas for either team in the tank. It's going to be harder for the All Black to try and tie it up. Stick with us. 1-0 going into the second overtime. Nomads. Here we go in the second overtime session. Going from left to right is the All Black of Cypress Elite. The Nomads now going from right to left. They lead 1-0 after the first overtime. They scored a goal by number 5, Kelsey Bolger, on a flurry inside an 18-yard box. Can it hold up, or will they have to potentially go to PKs? Shannon Smith now standing tough into space, knocking it out of play. Trying to get in the 18-yard box. Smith, and again, they can play defensively here in the last 15 minutes. They don't have to try to score a goal. Time is not the friend of Cypress Elite now. Edwards, and a beautiful job that time by Zoe Merriweather coming towards that soccer ball. She didn't want the danger coming back at her keeper, Lizzie Stabile. Again in the 18-yard box.
Not yet, Bianca.
Trying to get a strike. McNaught can't do it. And it is won by the defenders. And Griffith comes upfield and strikes the ball out of play. Lauren Swart had to take the brunt of that strike. Taking time. The keeper, Stabile, watching Edwards use energy. That's the kind of thing that you can do when you lead in overtime. It's the onus of the other team to get the tying goal. And the clock is not their friend.
How's that? You've got to play the ball.
And primarily because you only have not a full half, you only have basically a third of a half. They played 45-minute halves, so you only got 15 minutes, so you've got to work hard, and there's not a lot in the tank come this time. Second overtime of 15 minutes. There are some tournaments when it's only 10 minutes of overtime. Not today. A lot of these girls have played high school soccer. But the real good soccer is the kind of stuff that you see today, the club soccer. And now trying to continue on, going down in the 18-yard box.
Easy time, easy time, easy time.
And a strike that time by Lauren Bolger. Player going down.
Hey, what's going on, Rat?
Here we go, here we go.
Kelsey Bolger now.
Come on, Lauren.
Up in the air. Cypress Elite now. Winning it out of their own defensive half. Trying to go down the field. But there again is Zoe Merriweather, who has played well in this match as a sweeper.
Hold it. One out.
Every time it goes out of play, it works against the All Black with the white numbers, Cypress Elite. Free kick, Nomads.
Play hard, Kelsey.
The Nomads do not care if it goes out of play. All the way down towards the 18. Edwards trying to chase it down, can't. Lopez, and she draws it back to Merriweather.
Not in the middle.
Smith. Vandermeer, but can't get it.
Well done.
As Lauren Bolger,
All the time.
the Twins have been tough against Cypress Elite in this match. Kelsey Bolger, and of course her sister Lauren.
Let it run. Let it run. Let it run.
All the way back to Lizzie Stabile, and again she waits until Edwards runs right at her and then picks up the ball, tiring her out. The defense has been spectacular for Brian McManus' squad in this match. They have tried everything to try to get that ball in the back of the net, and it hasn't worked up till now. But is there anything left to try and make a move and get it back into the net? Or is the championship going to be written the Nomads? Gutierrez. Now. Take it away by Marujo. And it is knocked out of play. And when it goes out of play, that again is an advantage, especially for the Nomads if you're playing in your own defensive half. Your own 18-yard box in this case. Head coach Jeff DeSerre is going to substitute fresh players. He knows he has to get that, whatever is left, so they can get that ball in the back of the net. But right now they got to play defense. Griffith, a strike, blocked. Another attempt, can't get it. Griffith to the other side, but it doesn't matter. It goes past the far side touchline. And they get some help from one of the fathers over there to get that ball back into play quickly. Shannon Smith now knocks it out of play. But here is Kendall Fisher all the way down. Edwards trying to get to it. And it goes past the goal line. Edwards a bump that time.
Well done, Tom.
Center ref warning Edwards.
Come outside.
I will give you a yellow card if you continue with that kind of play.
Insider.
In his second overtime, the Nomads from San Diego against an LA County team leading 1-0. Fisher to Polanco for Cypress Elite, but they can't go any further and they're able to throw it in. Here's a chance, but getting over there is Zoe Merriweather to knock it out of play. But she knocked it past the goal line, and they're going to have a chance with a corner kick here. Leading 1-0.
Got the knockouts, Danny. You're the one to your left, and you're a joke. You free off the goalie.
Lizzie Stabile wants to be able to see the soccer ball. Wants people, the header is over the top of the net by Fisher. It caromed over to Fisher. I believe Bolger had got a piece of the soccer ball, and then it went over to Fisher, but over the top of the net, she couldn't handle it.
On their toes, Shannon.
1-0 still for the Nomads. Precious time in the second overtime, clicking off the clock.
Come on, Bianca.
Or draining off the clock, whichever way you want to think about it. Sands of the hourglass, whatever. of this match. The championship won in the girls under 17 for the President's Division of Cal South State Cup. Both teams will go to Utah for further play, but one of them is going to have the championship name on, or their name on the championship cup. Going to be a throw-in now.
And I thought you were my friend.
Nomads now.
In the hole. Kelsey, in the hole.
Lopez, who's played a fine game with a throw-in towards the 18-yard box. It goes out of play. Time running down. Cypress Elite. Half
See, what more do you want? Would you get it?
to try and get the ball in the back of the net, but they got to go a long way here. Maybe 6 or 7 minutes left to go in the match as it stands.
Well done. Bianca, drop. Look at one. Bianca, you're not watching.
Over to the far side of the field. They get it over to Polanco, but Polanco can't handle it in the space, and it goes out of play. But they'll get the throw in. Cypress Elite now. Down 1-0 in the second overtime. Upfield, intercepted. Testing the exploits defensively. Lopez meets it of the Nomads, and they have been wonderful in this match. All the way down the field towards the far side touchline. Out of play. Gayton will throw it in. Substitution now as Marujo will come out. Lauren Victor is in the match. And Marujo might not come back in, but her team has played well enough to garner the championship.
Drop, Lauren. Drop.
Edwards trying to chase it down.
Well done.
Knocked out of play on the near side.
Hey, relax. Hey, we're sportsmen. We'll get the ball for them.
Daisy Gutierrez will throw it in. Gonna try to get it in the 18-yard box. It caroms that way, but it can't get another strike as Fisher tried to get it there in the central. About 4 minutes left to go. Gutierrez in a championship match. As they get it with Swart, and Fisher could not get the strike. Up the field now. Tyler Hanley off the wide now. Polanco. 2 players fall down for the Nomads. Polanco trying to get to it. Stays after it, draws it back to Fisher, but she can't get it. And it goes out of play. And it's center ref seeing that play wants to talk to Fisher. Will she get a card? Does not get a card. Warning. All the way down midfield. To the central. Couldn't go any further. Only 2 in a deep back. They're able to get it before Griffith. The header bringing it down. Gutierrez can't get to it. As Bolger has it. Bolger staying with Gutierrez. The collision. Getting to that soccer ball was Napolon, pushing it up forward. On the wide, trying to get it to the interior, can't do it. Again, stiffening up the Nomads. And Polanco off of Bolger in the space. Just a few minutes left to go in the match. And now they only have 2 in their side of the field. Every time that they have to retreat back, it's further that they have to go, Danny Jones, but now they long ball it up to Fisher, and Fisher throws it in after it was knocked out by Shannon Smith, but no problem for Stabile.
Find the corner, Lizzie.
Lizzie Stabile all the way down. Maybe less than a minute left to go for a championship for the Nomads. The double whistle, the central ref about ready to blow it soon. But can they make one last attempt? Fisher can't get to the soccer ball as Shannon Smith and again Carla Lopez stiffen up into space. Fisher is out of gas. So is a lot of her teammates. Down 1-0. This may be their last opportunity here to put it in the back of the net. Center ref talking to the linesman. Second overtime. Girls under 17. One of the great matches that we've had. Towards the 18, intercepted. Shannon Smith not wasting any time, pushing over, and they get it by her. But there's Bolger, and it's out of play. Lauren Bolger comes and support and draws it to herself with a strike out of play. Kendall Fisher throws it in. Was played a whale of a game, but she has not been able to get it what she wants. And an attempt, it's headed out of there. That was by Lauren Victor. Their biggest chance went awry at the last moment. And the Nomads are the champions of the President's Division State Cup 2011 for the Cal South. Beating a team who they lost to in bracket play with a great defense all the way through, and they found the offense when they needed it in the first overtime on the strike by Kelsey Bolger to win the championship. We hope both teams really enjoy play in Utah because they deserved it by getting to the championship here. They'll congratulate each other for this afternoon's work. I'm Greg G.K. Porter. For George on a camera, LandsEventProductions.com. Go to our website. You double click on the media and you'll have an opportunity to see games on YouTube, and this one undoubtedly will be there. As the London Bridges, they're just about happy as the young princess who just became queen over there in England. They're congratulating each other, and I'm going to give them the microphone before they go over and get congratulated again by the body here. Girls, say how happy you are for winning the championship. I'm going to give you the microphone. Just pass it to each other.
Well, I'm very glad. I'm so proud of my team. I love everybody, and I'm Caitlin Griffith, number 8. Yes, number 8. Lizzie, the goalie who saved the day.
I am so proud to be on this team. I love these girls. We just won freaking state cup. I won state cup. I'm so happy. For this, and we just won state cup. Here you go. I just won. Here you go. It was a really good team effort, and they talked a lot of crap, but they talk crap about it. I just said that. I'm really happy.
Oh my gosh, best team ever. Winners of state cup. I'm so proud. Just keep going.
I don't want to say.
Yay.
I'll take pictures of me. Say it again.
All right. What? What? Yellow? Yellow. What'd I say
You
though?
guys do a cheer for the Nomads.
No, we're going to Utah.
Ready?
Oh.
Nomads on three. Nomads on three.
I'm Greg GK Porter. Hopefully you enjoyed all the action here in San Bernardino. The Cal South President's Division State Cup. You just saw it from the girls, how happy they are, the Nomads. But Cypress Elite played great, and they get an opportunity to go to Utah for further action. Take care of yourself, and as I always say, God bless, and remember to save this one on the hard drive. Bye now.